Thank you very much, Russ. A mate phoned me this morning early. Gary, I've read your speech. It has no joke. I replied to him, I'm an academic. They asked me to speak. The joke's on them. But I did think the matter over later, and I've taken out all the footnotes and all the citations. But you still have to pass the quiz at the end to get dessert. It has become a tradition at weddings to say embarrassing things about the bride and groom. Today, the most embarrassing thing you can say about a young person is that they have not mucked up. This morning I asked Justin the same question that I've asked him on a number of occasions over the last 6 years. How are you going with purity? And I got the same embarrassing answer. All good, Dad. That embarrassing answer makes me a very proud man. Next to Justin is sitting a most beautiful woman in a white dress. That white dress proclaims to her father and to the world the same embarrassing reply. All good, Dad. And Lee should be a very proud man. Not just for being the father of an outstandingly beautiful daughter, but for being able to present her as his treasure, pure and beautiful, to my son. When Lee presented Marion to Justin, it was not just an odd Christian custom. It was one man's gift of what he has cared for and protected as desirable and precious to another who will care for her and delight in her for the rest of his life. When a young man approaches the family of a girl he fancies, he comes as either a son or a thief. If he comes as a son, he is committing himself to the authority of her father and the care of his daughter. When Justin accepted Marion from Lee, Lee bestowed on him the authority to start and guide his own family. Justin genuinely became Lee's newest and youngest son. As Lee's youngest son, Justin now occupies 3 positions in 3 families. As the eldest son in my family, as the youngest in Lee's, and as the head of his own. It is only by being willing to work under authority that a man makes himself worthy to hold authority himself. Justin has earned that right in my family, and through his respect of Marion, he has earned it in Lee's. Now he can exercise it in his own. I am proud of my son for not being a thief, for not taking what does not belong to him, nor attempting to exercise authority that does not rightfully belong to him. I am proud of the example that he gives his younger brothers, all 4 of them. I'm also proud of the blessing that Almighty God has rewarded him with. 6 years ago, Justin asked me to go for a drive with him. He was 16 years old. He took me to a quiet spot and stopped the car. He told me that he had met a girl that he wanted to marry. We agreed that it would be difficult because he would not be ready to marry her until he could provide fully for her. And until then, he must respect her. When Justin sets himself a goal, he masters himself to achieve it. From that point on, he was in training. It has been a long period of preparation, but his marriage and his family will be all the stronger for it. His task was made all the more difficult by the girl that he chose. He could have chosen an ordinary girl, but he chose a girl of exceptional beauty and charm. I have not been in the business of looking at girls since 1986. But when Justin introduced Marion to me, well, she was a stunner. Better still, she was intelligent and had her faith worked out. She was irresistible. I recall back when I met a girl like that. I was lucky enough to marry her. And now Justin is fortunate enough to be married to Marion. May God bless you both. May God bless and reward Lee, too, for doing such an excellent job as a father. It is not easy in this feminised age to bring up daughters with the character and integrity of Marion. But Lee has done it, and apparently done it repeatedly. Justin would do well to learn from him. I would like to propose a toast to Lee for his excellent job as a father, but we'll just wait for a little, because I'm going to also ask that God bless and reward Lucy also. Ellen once gave me some wise words from Dr. Jane Rosengranden, who wrote, "Mothers serve as role models for their daughters. They provide examples of how to be an individual, a mother and a wife." I would like to propose a toast to Lucy also, who has done a great job of being an example to Marion, who now stands out as an individual. May Lucy be comforted in the days to come to see Marion follow her example also as a mother and a wife. And now to the lady in the white dress. Marion, you have been a delight to get to know, and I could not be more pleased than to have you join our family. Behind the beautiful face of this young lady is a woman of warmth, intelligence and integrity. Best of all, she loves her faith and understands its necessity for any successful marriage. So I'd like to pose a toast to Marion as well. God's greatest blessing to my son, in whom I am well pleased. Please be upstanding. We'll toast to Lee, Lucy and Marion. Wonderful family. Finally, to Justin and Marion, I want to tell you one last thing about what you have done today. It has to do with property rights. It has to do with the natural and unalterable fact that a thing always belongs primarily and naturally to the person or persons who made it. Little Fletcher over there has his life and his body because of the people who made him. His father, his mother, and God. No one can change that. That is why Fletcher will owe a debt to his parents and to God for the whole of his life. He will honour that debt through his respect of the fourth commandment to his parents and his respect of the other 9 commandments to God. His life and his body are not his own. A very wise man once said that you only really own something when you give it away. Today, when you took your vows, you gave your bodies away. You gave them to each other. Marion now owns Justin's body, and just as Justin owns Marion. It is a great mystery. You have passed the first challenge by your purity when you were not joined by God, and now you commence the second challenge to avoid sundering what he has united. You are called to continue to stand up to the devil, who will try with all his might to separate you. If you give in to him, you will sin no less grievously than those who fail the first challenge. In your lives, you have been a witness to God and an example to the rest of us. You are now called to uphold in your marriage what God demands of you. Moreover, as members of your family and of the entire human community, you are called to encourage those about you to do the same, to remain chaste outside of marriage and faithful within it. You will spend the rest of your lives now as ambassadors for marriage, defenders of it. Your debt to God that came from your very birth will now be served by encouraging your children, your family, and your friends to do the same. Seek his grace, do his will, and may you always be rewarded with his joy. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And now I'd like to go into the